Hi, my name is Mia, and welcome back to the Yap Section, the show where we talk about pop culture, music, and fashion. Today we're going to talk about Roach being back on everyone's TV screen, reminding people that a competition does not mean that you get a participation trophy. He's been being dragged a little bit for being too mean or too harsh to some of the contestants on Project Runway. However, I would like to say that it's cool when people like Anna Wintour do it. She earned it, or this or that, but suddenly when it is a gay black man, he deserves to be canceled for speaking, quite frankly, the truth to some of these contestants. Also, I think people forget there is no contest reality show without a mean judge. America's Got Talent and all those other shows from the early 2000s would not have blown up the way that they did if they didn't have a mean judge, aka Simon Cowell. Simon Cowell used to be iconic for dragging the girls to hell and back for some of their things. I remember I would watch clips and a girl would sing and he'd be like, that was the worst thing I ever heard in my entire life. Like, if y'all think Roach is mean, go back and watch some of those clips of him crushing 12-year-old dreams on national television. Needless to say, Roach is probably the only reason that the show is even seeing the ratings and views that it is right now. For one, he is a household name based off of his talent from styling Zendaya and countless other celebrities. But more than that, it's entertaining, and at least these are grown people who can take the criticism, or so you would think. Some of these contestants need to be reminded that, oh wait, he's a judge for a reason. He has earned the right to be in that place and tell them things about their designs. Also, you signed up to come onto the show and be told about your designs. If you signed up to come on there and only have your designs praised, then you might want to go get a wellness check, because that was never going to happen. No one gets it right 100% of the time, and some of these people seem to think that they are God's gift to fashion. And if that was true, then you probably wouldn't need that reality TV show to launch your career. You'd probably already have a career. I'm just saying. And there's specific contestants too that I just don't like the way that they're interacting with the judges when they give them criticism or feedback. There's one person in particular, one of the twins, and someone said it in a comment section that was like, the twins are not who they think they are. Clock it, because they're not. Because you keep picking ugly fabrics for the entire group to use and bringing down the quality of everyone else's designs because you think ugly patterns are cute. All right, girl. They're not. Someone banned him from picking fabrics because challenge number 1, he's like, this beautiful butterfly fabric. Okay. Challenge number 2 was somehow worse. I don't know what that geometric 2000s print was that they did for the fitness challenge. Moving on. But he keeps hiding behind certain parts of his identity to avoid criticism or excuse how he's acting. Like at some point, the judges clocked it too when they gave him criticism and he got defensive about it. They called him out on being defensive. And then he goes, I'm a Gemini, so I can't take criticism and feedback. Then you're on the wrong show. This is literally a show for criticism and feedback. And these girls keep arguing too with Christian, like he's not a guest, or no, he's not a judge on the show. Number 1, meant there to mentor you. Number 2, he's a judge on the show, which means, when you go into the competition part and they have to decide whose designs they like best and whose they like the least, he's still a deciding voice in that. And you're going to argue with him when he's like, that's ugly. And you're like, well, no, it's not. I'm going to do that anyways. And when it comes out on the runway and he still thinks it's ugly, what then? Now you're confused why you're in the bottom 3?
Literally, my intern could sew that in 30 minutes. That's not hard. Are still sewing?
No, this one
He told you it was ugly. And, everyone has a different sense of style. Everyone has their own prerogative, okay? It's not made for everybody, and I get that. But maybe it just means that's not the time or the place to do that design. Save it on the outside for, I don't know, your grandma's consignment shop or something like that. I would also like to say that the second episode with the athletic wear pissed me off so bad because I was sitting there wondering to myself, have some of these people ever played a sport? Ever, any sport whatsoever, because even I was very confused why I think it was Joseph was in the top 3 and his model had on this bralette thing and then the very poofy jacket, and I was sitting there thinking to myself, what sport is she playing? Because the only thing that would require a jacket that big is skiing. And, she might be able to roll down the mountain, but she's definitely not moving those poles or doing any kind of movement that needs to be done for skiing. And then underneath, the only thing I could think was swimwear, but that wasn't the assignment. So is she playing pickleball, titties bouncing around? I'm very confused. Overall, I think that these contestants really need to humble themselves a little bit and remember that they're on this show not only to win or showcase their designs, they're there to learn. And whether or not La Roach decides to sugarcoat his criticism for him, which I don't think he should have to, they should be taking that feedback, dissecting apart the parts that might be a little bit insulting, and finding what he actually meant was meant to be helpful within those criticisms. You don't get a participation trophy for being on this competition show. There is a prize. There are people being eliminated. If you wanted a participation trophy, go to your 6-year-old niece's soccer game and go play in that instead. That's my take. Please don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe on Instagram, TikTok, and YouTube. Thank you.